Okay. All right. So, for everyone watching, I am so sorry if you missed this. This was not planned at all. Um, this is literally if you just want to listen to us fucking ramble because we're talking on good shit right now, and we just homegirl told me all day she's not making a video, and here we are with a video. I'm
I
just
did.
fine. I'm just saying. Just saying.
First of all, context, please. I said I'm in mourning.
This was not planned. Don't come for us.
It wasn't planned, but we were having one of our conversations and it was really good and very informative. And it was more like a POV of our deities and sexuality. And I was like, this is really good information. This would have been a good video. And he's like, we can hit live right now.
No, literally. So
So here we are.
going back to okay, so I was going on saying how like what specifically we have a dark moon chat we gotta do anyway.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
know.
Which we gotta also discuss
Yeah.
that topic.
Wait, when is that? That's not tonight, right?
No, it's tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I'm fine with tomorrow.
Okay, that's tomorrow. I forgot.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to discuss that at some point.
Yeah, like tonight or tomorrow.
Mm.
But anyway, anyway, before I forget, I was going on talking about how like when it comes to my gods, right? And for those who aren't aware, I work with both Hecate and Herm. And we were talking about, hey, Mary Jane, we were talking about how, you know, or I was bringing up that when it comes to sexual energy and how our gods relate to that, I guess, is more like if they were to be having, okay, hold up. Okay, I will have a donut. I'm on a live. Um, not eating a I'm not eating a donut right now. But it's the fact that if they were to be having sex and stuff, right? It's not in the same. They don't give romantic energy. They don't
No,
give. I'm going to keep you around energy. You know what I mean? I was going on and saying how it was like it's kind of like it gives a vibe of like a hookup almost, where
yeah,
it's like they're kind of there for them. You know, it's a self empowerment moment for them where it's not making love, it's lust, it's sex, and it's the primordial energy of sex, and after that, after the deed is done, they just like, hey, bye, see you later if I ever see you again. You know what I mean? Because again, they weren't there for them, they were there for themselves.
hmm
And I was going on saying, even with her, like with Hecate, she gives like, I'm here for me. You know what I mean? I'm here to make me feel good and to make me feel everything. While Hearn comes in the picture and same fucking energy. He's here for him. He's here to get his rocks off. He's here. Like, they don't give the most romantic type of energy. I'm not saying they don't for other people.
right. And this is all just our the way we view them in our practice. Not this is not how they roll with everybody. Let's
Right.
preface that. Like it's just our point of view of how we work with them and how we see them, how we view them in a sexual manner, or if we don't view them in a sexual manner. Because that's how I started my side of the conversation. Is I like in a business aspect, like she's there to take care of business, meaning herself and or like a spell.
Yeah.
And even that's rare, like because I work with Medusa also, and Medusa is all about, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, like female empowerment, going through sexual trauma, trying to heal from certain traumas at the opposites, or maybe even for some people the same sexes. It just, we see them differently, and neither one of us really got what brought it up was the way her statue is, not Medusa, but Hecate. Hecate is depicted very sexually in the way she's dressed or half dressed, but like she doesn't exude sexuality. It's more power, more control, more
More,
situational.
it's like, it gives like, kind of, I feel like I want to relate this to that, but I also feel like I don't. Part of me doesn't. I don't know. But
Just
it's
love that.
kind of like she just don't give a fuck about your opinion. You know what I mean? Or like she don't care if it's kind of like Lady Godiva. Maybe I am gonna make this relation where like she rode around town butt ass naked. Yeah, I get it to like protests and stuff like that, but she did it not giving a fuck about other people. She wasn't doing it to be sexual. She was doing it to be like, hey,
Damn.
I have something to fucking say.
Mm-hmm.
To fucking say it, and it's kind of like showing it all out there, but to have nobody basically like don't pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. You
Yeah,
know.
it's
I
a
mean,
statement.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
it's
I agree.
it's a state not about sex, but exactly like you said, it's a state of power.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, throughout history, that's the only not the only way. I don't want to get anybody's feelings twisted, but like women have had to use their sexuality to get to positions of power. That's why it's always not always looks like you're doing better. Well, today's mom's birthday, so we're just ignoring it. Oh, that didn't sound right. You know what I mean? I'm burying my feelings. Um, damn it. Anyway, it's like you have to
Have a
use
don't.
what God gave you. Oh,
Have a,
Duncan. Wait. Oh, is that a chocolate glaze?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't like
Keep flipping
strawberry,
on
but
the
it's chocolate.
fucking floor.
Don't disrespect the donuts. Damn. Um, but it's more like you use what God gave you. Like use what you got. If it takes getting somebody's attention by stripping down buck naked and parading through the town to get your point across, sometimes that's what you got to do.
Right,
I'm not trying to say go streaking, but extreme measures sometimes have to be taken for men and women both.
right,
It doesn't necessarily have to be a naked body doesn't mean sex, I guess is the point we're trying to make.
right,
So that's where we were kind of like we got into how we feel and how we work or don't work with them in relation to sexuality.
right.
Take
And
the floor.
like I was going on saying how like even like okay, like if we're just being like the base minimum honest, like the sexual energy I get from my gods doesn't even come from Hecate. More so, but more it more stems from Hearn because of that primordial connection to nature and the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? So sex, lust, and all that more so comes from him rather than her to begin with. Even though she's the one who looks fucking, who's naked, on her shrine. I mean, in her statue. Hearn, I mean, he's basically naked. He's got some covering this. I mean, he looked
He's,
good too. I'm just
I was
saying.
gonna say he's covering the niddly bits, you know, but we all know they're there.
Right, right, right.
But I find it interesting that because okay, and I don't know all my gods and goddesses. Don't at me.
Don't ask us.
When you think of sexuality, you think more Aphrodite,
Yeah.
or what's the other one? Venus,
I
Venus,
mean, like,
Athena? No,
yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah, no. You said it right,
no.
right? I mean, Venus and Aphrodite. It's like Venus is the Roman Aphrodite.
Mm-hmm. There's another one though that's very sexual in nature, but I
Ooh,
can't remember who it was because it can't just be Aphrodite. That's rude.
that's
Um,
what she said.
I mean, just one. We're just going
Freya,
one.
Lilith. Did you hear me?
Huh? No.
Freya, Lilith.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right,
Lilith. There you go. That's another one. Now, see, Lilith, I have a different opinion on because Lilith, I think, has the ability to do, and I could be wrong. This is just how I've always, like, if I think of it, or if I'm attaching this subject to that deity, Lilith would be the romantic partner, but with control issues. But she could maintain the relationship
right,
as long as the relationship was in her favor.
right.
But I think, like, if I think relationship wise, it's like an automatic yes for me for her. Whereas Hecate, I would be like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna invite Rowan here because he said he wants to talk about Lilith.
Okay.
Um, I might. I don't know if it's gonna cut. Oh, my smoke in my eye. Yeah.
It's is it gonna
What?
let him? Yeah, you can let him from there, right? Yeah.
Oh my God, Rowan! I just fucking read your text. Stop it right now. Um, send that to text that to April, please, because I think she knows we told her about this. Please tell her that.
What's going on?
Oh my God, that was funny as fuck. I can't say that on camera, unfortunately.
Well, I'm waiting for the text to come in. I have everything open, so I see them because I will not hear them.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. No, so let me grab my cafe. I'm guessing coffee.
Yeah.
So with Lilith, she see these are feminine. Okay, now all right. How do I put this right? Okay, when it comes to okay, like Aphrodite, she has that romantic sense of love, making love, passion, and sex. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where Lilith is more about like she kind of for me gives that energy of like I'll screw you and then I'll screw with you. You know what I mean? You know, she's like the dark lust, while Aphrodite is the light love.
Light and love, yeah.
Where Hecate, again, I really don't even feel that. But if I am gonna feel that, again, it's more. I wouldn't say dark or light, just more.
Business.
Again, about self empowerment.
Yeah. It would be a like a for me, I just go back to it's a business interaction. I need to do this to get to this, or I need to do this to accomplish this or to control you.
Yep. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I made my bowl of food.
Why is your camera off?
It's not, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I
Aye, aye, aye. What was that? I heard that.
it's me dropping y'all. Oh, it's because I was look. Oh my god, I was waiting on a text to come that never came.
Oh well, Rowan, get to that.
No, no, take your time. It's mine.
So and that's the thing too. Like, okay, what other like female deity do you get dark lust from, or even kind of like Hecate, where you don't even really get lust?
Hmm.
What up, Angela?
I don't get lust from Medusa. I just get necessity or manipulation.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Bast.
Okay. Yeah. 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 And I would go. I would even say the same thing with Bass, where it's like it's for self empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, like when if or when, because I mean, again, you know, they're women. You know, they might be gods, but they're women. You know,
Okay,
women.
well, Zeus doesn't exude sexuality to me either, but I would say yes to Apollo.
No, he exudes
Which
great sexual energy. And
one?
it's great.
Which
That
one?
is Zeus.
Really? You feel him that way? I don't. That's the difference. I don't.
See, there was that story of him teaching some kid something,
Mm-hmm.
and there was
Mm-hmm.
sexual favors going on, and Hera had to banish the kid from the Mount Olympus.
You're right. You're right. But I still don't like in a personal manner.
In
Uh,
a personal manner, honestly, you know what I get from him? Power.
mm-hmm.
Like he is
Mm-hmm.
power, power. Like I don't even know. I don't even know if I can call it power hungry because he has the power. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what I like about my gods?
Mm.
Oh, sorry.
Is there somebody on backstage?
Yep. You know what I like
No.
about my gods
Did
though?
you text me?
Mm,
I got it.
I didn't text you the thing that I
Oh, all right.
was
All right.
told to text. I'll do it now.
So what I get is don't tell me I lost that thought. What was I just talking about? Oh no,
Zeus.
what I love about my gods is the fact that
Oh
like
yeah. No.
they have the power, they just don't in a sense, brag their power. You know what I mean? Brag about their power.
It's because it's exuded. It's not. It doesn't have to be demonstrated. It's just there naturally.
Yeah, Zeus
Yeah.
has to demonstrate very much. So I feel nothing good
Hmm.
or bad with that. I'm just saying.
Hmm. I mean, sometimes you just have to.
Hmm.
I like those
The
people though.
message. For the past 2 days, I've been watching Thai black magic videos. That's some wild shit. Got me a fake human dog coming. I don't necessarily know what you're talking about. Anybody else?
For the past 2 days, I've been watching Thai black magic videos. That's some. I didn't. Not in my realm of knowledge. No.
Check out the last one. Got me fake. Got me a fake human. Human?
Human thong coming. I don't know what that means either, babe.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure if we looked it up, we could figure it out. But
No, right. But
I put too much slap your mama in this. Woo!
there's no such thing. Why is it the salt? Too much salt?
No, it's hit.
It's hitting the back of your throat. Oh. Go ahead. You can say it. You can say it. That's what she said. Right. Right. So, Rowan, you wanted to bring up on Lilith?
Yeah, Lilith, and also a little bit on Aphrodite because I've actually worked with Aphrodite before. So I'm going back to what April was saying, talking about Lilith with the control issues problem,
It's not a
or
problem.
well, not the. I didn't mean problem, but like the control issues thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's different mythologies that go back to Eve. It's either the Sumerian ones, or like what is it, Mesopotamia? They have
Mm-hmm.
her as starting off as a goddess, and then there's the Lilith from the Bible, which they kind of correlate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lilith was definitely the sexual energy that's more domineering due to the fact that she wanted to be on top of Adam when they fornicated. Meanwhile, Eve was subjected to lay under him. Lilith was the one who wanted to be equal in the sexual exchange. Meanwhile, Eve was meant to be
Submissive.
the
Submissive.
subservient one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's one of the reasons that Lilith technically was the first woman.
Well, there's a place for all those things in the right.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Right.
I knew you were gonna say something.
Basically, Lilith wanted to switch it up, but then
And I don't
Adam got
blame
his
her.
butt hurt.
No, I don't blame her at all.
And that comes back into the mythology where Adam and Lilith were both made from the earth, so they were equal. But because they were equal, Lilith had more of a mindset that we're equal, this, and this. Meanwhile, Eve was made from the rib bone of Adam.
Mhm.
That's why God said, I'm not making her from the dirt no more. She's going to come from him, so she's subservient to him in the mythology.
Yeah.
I have so many thoughts on that position of thinking, but I will
Mhm.
reserve them for not on the video.
In the Christian realm of things, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Noah, don't talk to me about smut.
Smut goes
Yeah,
back to eat it?
there's so many contradictions in the Bible.
Oh my god.
There are, but that's why it's subjected to everybody's
Interpretation.
interpretation. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I always say it's best to just
Why
experience
is she putting the thing
deity
on?
through yourself, not through the masses. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And
then,
that's. Can I bring up tequila for a second?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were talking a couple days ago on my way home, and we were talking about the Bible and how much of I'm going to use pain because I'm speaking for myself, not her. But in our conversation, it was brought up that it's so hard to find a church because you're still subject to whoever the preacher is to give you their interpretation on how you should interpret
Yeah.
what they've read, and it kind of messes the whole thing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a conversation about that, and that's one thing I can't get down with is somebody telling me how I'm supposed to think.
Mm-hmm. That's where
Mhm.
if I have questions or if I can't agree with something, that's where and then I don't know.
Noah says hi, Alex. He says hey from the dinner table.
because not everybody's going to agree with you on the same thing, and that's fine. You know, a lot of people, I feel like, forget that we are here having this individual experience, and then people get mad when our individual experiences aren't the same. You know what I mean?
I forget that individual part.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of
And
like when we all work with Hecate, we all get different variations of Hecate, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where a lot of people would get that way about same with the Christian deity, but because people get mad when people aren't agreeing with them, and it starts this whole fucking who's right,
yeah,
who's wrong.
and even people in the
Okay.
Christian faith, they fight with each other all the time. That's why been so many breaking off of the church,
Mm-hmm.
reformations. That's why there's so many denominations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Medusa, you would think would have more of a like a niche audience because she was very much this one thing.
Mhm.
But even how people work with her is very diverse.
Yeah.
So, you know, some people don't add any sexuality or feeling to her.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't add any trauma to her. It just really depends on the person, and that's with every deity and every individual. We're
Yeah.
all going to
Yeah,
view them and work with them different based on what we need.
Yeah. Exactly.
and yeah, it all depends on how they interpret the mythology too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know there's two stories that I heard. That the main one that you always hear is that Athena cursed her to be vindictive because Poseidon took advantage of her in Athena's temple, and Athena
You might want to try it first.
was Athena actually turned Medusa into that as a favor so that she would never be taken advantage of again. And some people prefer one mythology over the
What's
other.
in your hand?
I'm trying to get my dad to turn down this damn TV.
Oh, 2 hours later, he still hadn't done it.
No. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that jogging a brain cell?
He don't listen.
To Eden, back to Eden. Oh, it's a song from. Okay, I got it. All right.
Eden Project,
Mm-hmm.
the
Thank
Eden
you.
Project.
No, Back to Eden's a song by
Yeah, yeah. That a really raspy,
I'm
dark
it's,
guy.
I can see him. I can see him, but I can't. I know his stage name is Vessel. Why can't I get to the
Yeah,
name of the group?
yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that dark singer, that
That's gonna
raspy
drive
guy.
me. I'm gonna find it. 'Cause he's like first on my Spotify, and it's gonna bug crap out of me.
Oh, Prue's all cuddled up with her grandpapa.
No.
That's it.
And the thing about Medusa is, I never realized she both has a lot of followers and not a lot of followers at the same time. Like, there's more followers than I
Okay.
would think of Medusa than
Say that again.
the followers of Medusa. It's like there's way more followers than I thought Medusa would have because I never thought about working with Medusa because you never really in mythology consider her as like a something you would work with. But then
Right.
I come to find out there's a lot of people that actually work with her.
Mm-hmm.
She both has a lot of followers and not enough followers, I think.
I think it's because there's not. I know back in the day there were a few people trying to bring light to her in a manner for healing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Especially
like,
for the sexual traumatized.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, sexual trauma, justice in general. You know,
Mhm.
that's a big thing. Self reflection,
Oh yeah. Self
like
transformation.
transformation. Like there's, but it doesn't get talked about because you're right. She doesn't fall into the category of a typical deity. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't.
It's
She
like we're
doesn't
playing
come up.
almost with like the Greek version. I mean, I know it's Hades, but you get my point where it's like the Greek version of like the devil or like
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Where
She
they're
seems, yeah.
portrayed in a darker light.
She's the villain instead of,
Right.
well, why did she, what made her the villain? Like, what did you do? You know what I mean? That's how I think about it.
Right.
I mean,
Which
even
is,
back in ancient Greece, the heroes like Hercules and what was that one that was the slayer of Medusa apparently? Um, Starts with a P.
And
Perseus.
Perseus, yeah.
They had their own following and rituals and offerings done, but it seemed more like they were in a realm of folk saints than they were deities.
Mm-hmm.
They had the hero cult.
Yeah, I was gonna say they weren't gods, but they were the heroes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Exactly like how it is now, like with the Christian religion, where you have like the deities, but then you have the saints or like the angels kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where they're not deities, they're not gods, they're not the same thing in the hierarchy, spirituality, but they do get prayers, offerings, rituals, stuff like that, just like anything else, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like
And you see the
go ahead.
and you see in artifacts that are found, there's a lot of places that had like a sculpture of the head of Medusa as a patripaic ward or shield.
Yeah,
She was used as like an amulet. Her head
yeah,
was a protection amulet.
yeah.
It's
Like
even on Athena's shield.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen gold Medusa amulets, and I know those are like those are fucking amazing. My brother has one.
And
I'm
there's a
actually
designer out here that is nothing but Medusa.
what?
There's a
What?
designer out here that Medusa is like um their
Inspiration.
like yeah, you see a lot of her faces on actual gold and designer clothes.
Yeah,
I don't. Is it Versace? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't know anything about it.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, but
That's
you
who I
and
want on this arm. This arm is going to be Medusa's arm, where this arm is Hecate's arm.
so tell us what you're getting there again, real quick,
Uh,
or not? Okay, well
well,
then
I mean, it's an idea. I haven't solidified it. I'm not 100%. I haven't talked to the artist about the tattoo or anything, but I want. Here's what I want. Here's what I'm thinking. Right here. Okay, so I've got Hecate here, the three faces, and here I want her torch, just her torch, with a skull at the top where the flames would come out, and then at the bottom, either a wolf specifically or a dog's head specifically, as the bottom piece of the torch part.
yeah, no,
That's what I want.
that's I will say though, when it comes to having like a small following, I feel that way a lot about Hearn though. I feel like a lot of people I feel like I don't see a lot of people talk about him, work with him, write about him. There's only
from
two books I've ever seen about him.
from what I
Yeah,
know
but
about her, and comes from you, and you said before that he's basically a part of that deified hero or that deified, um,
yeah, well,
yeah,
he his he started off, I guess, if you want to like call it that way. I guess like he originally was a vengeful spirit. You know what I mean? He was not. He was always seen as a bad omen. He wasn't seen. He was basically seen the equivalents to the devil, and a lot of comparisons between the devil and him are made because of because he has antlers and a whole bunch of things. Well, more than that, but the fact that he's also the witch's god. He's a horned, he's a horned god, so that makes him like a god of nature, of the woods, of the woodland spirits. He's a leader of the wild hunt, which strikes fear in a lot of people back in the day. Even me sometimes when I think about him collecting my soul. Leave your offerings, people.
I think it would be amazing. Like, I feel like he'd come to my rescue if I was lost in the woods, and then sacrifice me later once he rescued me. But
I'll be real. In my woods, I've seen physical apparitions.
that's amazing.
Yeah, but only in my woods. I've been in a lot of woods, and I haven't seen it. I've seen them only in my woods, though.
maybe because your woods is the main place where you invoke and do magic, so he
Yeah,
he automatically has a portal there.
yeah. But yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about him, and exactly he was seen even in a darker light, and can even still be. Like I've always said, when it comes to like horned gods, they're all different in their individual respects, but what they have in common, and this is where I think a lot of people say they're one and the same, because I don't agree with that. I don't think they're all the same deity. I think again they are individual, but what is one and the same is the horned god powers, the ancient mystical energy that they all carry. You know, that stems from the primordial ages. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like the sorcerer image in the cave, where like that was the original horned god. You know, like that power, that immense power, is shared between all horned gods and horned deities. And I've always said that like Hearn, where like you have Chrononos that I feel like specializes in a lot of shamanic, mystical abilities, and you have Pan who is practiced in the lustful, wild, crazy energy, where you have Hearn who's very specialized in like revenge, justice, loyalty, and magic. So he's seen still even in the darker aspects of things, but it's like kind of like whatever. You could even say that about Hecate. You could say that about Hades. You could say that about Lucifer. All these dark deities really question what makes them so dark, or is it
Well,
just the fact that they like to be they have justice?
I was gonna say it seems to be maybe not for all of them because I don't at me about my history, but like a majority do revolve around justice, like what was done to them. Therefore, they're angry when they come back and they seek that vengeance because they were done wrong in their life. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what happened to Hearn. That's why he started off as a vengeful spirit. He started off really as um King Richard, I think the fourth like favorite hunter, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he was falsely accused, and because of that, um, well, there was a lot of things that went wrong. If anybody wants me to actually ever go into detail, I could, but
You
he was
should actually.
he
You should do a whole video on it.
yeah, I could. But he was not only betrayed, but then wrongly accused and stripped of everything. And so he went mad and hung himself in the woods. And in death, he came back as a vengeful spirit and took vengeance on basically everyone and everything until he got his revenge, until he got his justice served and got the people who betrayed him killed. And what's that word?
Excommunicated or executed.
Executed. Executed. And
By
then
the way,
he's
Noah said I'm cute.
yeah, you are.
Hmm.
And because of that, it evolved him to become God status. You know what I mean? And then since then,
Already kind of spicy.
he's been not only honored and respected as a god, but even relied on and depended on. Hearn's known to have physical appearance. Okay, minus the one as I've said in my woods, but he's been known to be seen before natural disasters.
Mm. We have
So
one of
like
those here.
each time I think before World War I and World War II, and I think during something else, but I forget.
World War III up and coming.
No, stop it. Stop. That's not
We'll
why I've
get
been
there
speaking
when
about
Hearn finally appears again.
Go watch.
At this point, Hearn's come back more times than Jesus.
it. I mean, honestly, though, talk about the God of resurrection. Actually, he literally was resurrected in his myth. That is part of his myth.
I think there's not enough about him because I know he gets confused with other deities.
Yeah, he gets blended in with other deities. He gets confused with other deities. I feel like a lot of people overlook him, and I understand there's a lot of not only not there's not only a lot of horned deities, but there's a lot of ancient deities, and I feel like witches have a tendency to go more towards the ancient gods, and believe me, so do I. But one of the things I love about Hearn is that he's this new spirit with ancient power. Kind of like all of us witches who are old souls. You know what I mean? Like we're new in this life, we're new in this world, but we carry old souls. We carry immense ancient magics with us. And that's something that I can really relate with, and that's something that draws me to him.
Now, he's a Welsh spirit, isn't he?
He's
So,
I think more so just like he's English. He was a hunter in at Windsor Castle. He haunted and cursed Windsor Forest and the village and the castle, and is still said to be seen at Windsor Forest and Windsor Castle.
what do you think if when he was alive? Do you think that he like had a religion that he followed? Maybe he was someone that secretly still worshipped the old ways.
Personally, I think he was a pagan only because he was one of his most okay. Out of all the hunters at Windsor Castle, he was the only one with this immense skill for hunting, and he had his own ways by going barefoot. By like, he just knew the land and had a connection with the animals and was able to do what he could do at best. And because of that, I think he had this affinity for the the old ways, the lands, the natural order of things. When I've been gifted this wooden carved green man, and at first I wasn't going to put it on his shrine, but then he told me that back in his day he honored one of the things that I think he is a horned god and has that power is because when he was alive he honored that power, as a pagan. You know what I mean? He honored the old ways. Would he have called himself a pagan? I don't know,
Not
especially in
without
the
being killed.
1400s. Huh?
Not without being killed.
So,
Yeah,
which,
yeah. I don't
which
know, but I think he was more naturally a pagan and honored the old ways and really um respected the horned gods and that kind of path.
maybe that's the reason that he was able to come back and seek his revenge because he prayed to his old gods,
Hmm.
and they gave him kind of like raised him to like a deity status.
Yeah, no, he again so when he came, it's like in him in life he was already gifted. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then when he died, a mage brought him back to life, which gave him even though it stripped him of everything that he was gifted with when he first was alive, he still had this power of he was back
Ooh.
from the dead. You know what I mean? And then no, yeah, like you said, when he was alive, he I feel like distinctly told me that he honored the old ways, honored the old nature pagan gods. You know what I mean? And because of that, like you said, I think when he died, and due to everything that's happened to him, they blessed him to be one of them. You know what I mean? In his own individual right, again, where he's unique. He's not like the other ones. He's been wronged. You know what I mean? And he brings the realization that in reality people need to be justified. Sometimes it's not okay to let things go. Sometimes it's perfectly fine to come back from the dead and make sure things are raw. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna.
If anything happens, best believe I'm on my fucking way. Don't play.
Have a list.
And she's checking it twice.
I'll check that bitch 5 times if I have to. Make sure I got your address right.
Speaking on that, I will also say that actually is funny because this new age, with Santa Claus, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
those traditions stem from leaving offerings outside during Yule because during Yule was during the wild hunt. And yes,
He
there was
wanted
many
to go.
gods that were leaders of the wild hunt, specifically one of them being Hearn. And because with the antlers and with Santa and his deer, there's been connections that the whole leaving Santa cookies and milk is tied to leaving the old gods offerings during the wild hunt so your soul wouldn't get caught up.
Well, and I was
Mhm.
going to bring up the point that I feel like this all kind of comes back to the current present day because back in the day, even if you know how I can just see it in my mind's eye, people would, yes, they would go to whatever religion was in power and deal with that religion, but at home they would have their private shrines, altars, whatever to what they really worshipped just to save
Mhm.
face in public. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like because that was such a big practice to be a non-practicer,
Mm-hmm.
but at home is why it's managed to keep clawing its way out in current times now and in past where it won't die. As much as they want it to, it won't die.
See, that's where I also see, okay, I see that very much in the Christian devil, where the ancient ways, think of it like the horn god, right? Like the ancient ways needed a way to survive in the new world. So it decided, okay, what better way to survive than to play the bad guy? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know if it was anything in like correlation, but I was just thinking, new age things and things
Well, here-
surviving.
There
And
is a correlation. I don't know if that's 100. I can't remember, but it's something I'd have to relook up. But there is a correlation between what we know. My dad just sent me a picture of a yard cat. What we know as the devil was taken from what they knew as something else back in the day to flip the script and be portrayed in a different light. I just can't remember who exactly it was from
right.
or what exactly it was from. But there is a correlation there.
I do know that there's the correlation where, of course, to convert pagans, they turned basically our horned god into this nemesis
Yeah.
archetype where we would have to, where someone who we would fear and be, hate and not like and not want anything to do with. So to kind of convert them to their ways and their
Mhm.
deities.
But they did that with just about, not just about, but a lot of pagan aspects are wrapped up into when the Romans were trying to conquer and they couldn't conquer all the pagans without slaying them. And
Yeah.
pagans, it had to be intermingled to get them on board.
Yeah, a lot
You
of like,
know,
and that's not even to say with the devil and the horn god, in that correlation, but even in later aspects where like they turned the goddess Bridget into like Saint Bridget,
right?
correlations there.
It's all throughout, and it's a sad truth, but I mean, if you dig enough, you'll find it, and I think it's, in order to keep something alive, you keep having to do it and keep having to use it. Otherwise, it gets forgotten and lost, which is where we come in our time frame, you
Right.
know. Damn the suppressors.
And even with the Roman Catholic Church, that even though they say they're monotheistic, they very much look polytheistic. The amount of saints that they have, individual cults of saints, shrines dedicated to certain saints.
That's a strong word.
What
Cults of
Oh,
saints.
I consider cult like I don't consider it like negative.
no,
I
right.
consider it like
The cult of Hecate or the cult
Right.
yeah,
of
the cult.
No, I know. I was just saying, like, it's a strong word these days.
Well,
But it is what
yeah,
it is. It's instead of saying following, let's call it what it is.
no, right.
yeah.
And I mean, and well, the thing is too, where a lot, and this is where I have seen this a lot, especially when it comes to Catholicism, where oh my god, I'm gonna scream at this boy to turn down this. Hold on one second. Excuse me.
Get him some hearing aids.
I mean, also, you know how last night I was telling you all I went down the rabbit hole of Wikipedia, which
Yeah.
I know, right? Best source in the world. But learning that back in old Judaic texts, the word hell wasn't used; it was Hades. They called it Hades,
Yeah.
and who else called it Hades? The Greeks.
The Greeks. Yeah. I mean, if you talk to hope I'm not offending anybody, but I'm getting this information from a movie, so take it what you will. According to my Big Fat Greek Wedding, all derivatives of words come from the Greek.
Yeah,
So, I
I'm gonna
mean,
yeah.
say though that the cat like I see a lot of things with Catholicism that a lot of it, like you said, where it comes off as one way, but it really looks another way, like paganism, is because it a lot of times a lot of the people who first turned to Catholicism and basically made Catholicism made made their craft look like their religion. You know what I mean? So
hmm
they wouldn't get hunted, they wouldn't get executed. You
yeah.
know, they turned their gods, their spirits into the saints. So it's like, see, we're holy, we're
Yeah,
holy.
it's hiding in plain sight. I mean, that's been done by every suppressed culture known to man that's ever walked the earth.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
and the
know?
divine goddess is one that will always find its way through because people will always search for that. And that's why you see in Roman Catholicism and also Greek Orthodox, the Virgin Mary is highly honored, and her name is Theotokos, Mother of God, Queen of
It,
Heaven.
I feel like she doesn't get enough play, honestly, because without her, there would be no him,
Yes.
Right.
or there
Well,
wouldn't be the him that we know today.
it gets me so frustrated because I feel like that has a lot to do with back then heavily influenced misogynistic what's the word?
Misogyny.
Thank you.
Welcome. But also, look at the books of the Bible. There are how many books that are in reference to females?
And some that not even included in the Bible anymore.
Exactly, because they keep getting removed. I think Ruth was what, 2.5 pages?
Right.
Mhm.
And
You
how
know,
many
And then
is the men?
the
it's all men.
Apocrypha.
Yeah. It's a misogynistic view that still plays out today in modern society in a lot of places and in a lot of roles, you
Mhm.
know,
And
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 it
yeah.
sucks.
And the main Bible that a lot of people reference nowadays is the King James version that he translated. And King James was a very misogynistic motherfucker. Of
Yeah, he
course,
was
it's
Let alone, hello, King James also wrote books on witchcraft and the occult.
witchcraft.
So
Yeah,
just
he was.
just a reminder, y'all
Yeah, he
might
was a man of many talents when it came to
right,
the books.
right. The man who wrote that Bible also wrote occult books and witchcraft books and summoning demon books.
Yeah,
and
he
if you
was.
have yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry.
you know, and if you have the right power, it's so easy for you to form your own church because King Henry did it when the Catholic Church wouldn't let him get divorced. He said, "All right, I'll make my own church, Church
Mm-hmm.
of England."
Yeah. I mean, you can still. I mean, that's how Wicca became a religion. You and the temple. What is it? Temple of Satan.
Mhm.
I mean, it's apparently doable. There's a whole religion dedicated to the fucking spaghetti monster, for crying out loud.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious.
What's the spaghetti monster?
I
Is it like the goat man?
have
It's
no idea.
literally a it's literally a flying ball of spaghetti,
Yeah, it's
meatballs and all.
Y'all
it's
know about
wild.
the
It's
goat man,
wild.
right?
You were telling me the other night about it.
Didn't you know about the goat man?
Mm-mm.
Just say no so he could explain it.
No,
Okay.
So the goat man is scary. Okay. The goat man. So basically, I hold on. Oh, grazie. Oh, grazie. Basically, the goat man is say like you're
okay,
out
Watson.
camping, right?
Hmm.
There's like a whole group of you, right? Right? And there's this guy Steve, right? And he's like the life of the party, right? He's loud, he dancing, he drinking, he doing the most, right? Right, 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 right. And then at some point in the night, Steve goes missing. But then he comes back. Then he come back. Then he come back. But the thing is, something's different about Steve. Steve ain't looking at nobody. Steve ain't talking to nobody. Steve ain't moving. He's just sitting there, frozen, silent, staring into dead space. Everybody goes to bed. Everybody creeped out. By the time everybody goes to sleep, poor kids are gonna sleep in that. Steve ain't Steve, and he kills everybody because he was caught up by the goat man. And he's only brought up when you talk about the goat man. Then he shows up, and then he takes one of y'all.
Only when you talk about them.
Yeah, only when you talk about him. So if you're
I'll
out
see
in
you
the
another
woods,
day, Kevin.
no, if you out in the woods, good luck. But no, I'll be good because I talk about him all the time because I make him scared of me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what you got to do. You got to make the goat man afraid of you. Where did she go?
Uh, she just said
Bathroom. Oh,
Oh, thank
bathroom.
you.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
No
So
problem.
yeah, so that's the goat man, and watch out for that. I'm thinking when we're all in Salem, we should talk about the goat man and see who gets caught up. Right, Cresser?
No, I heard
No.
that last part. I'm gonna. You volunteer as tribute?
It happens when you talk about him, so don't talk
Well,
about
I
him.
mean, this is 2 days in a row. If you go outside right now, you might not come back.
Yeah, all you're gonna hear is bah,
I'm gonna bring the goat man up. I think during
bah.
other videos with T.
Just bring him a tin can. He'll be fine.
Huh?
Just bring him a tin can. He'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be good. So, so is there anything else you want to bring up when it comes to like deities and their sexual natures, or anything that you might not 100 that people don't really talk about too much?
Um, I I feel like when it comes to Aphrodite, she's always portrayed as just the slut. when she's so much more.
Right.
Because you have to think that a lot of those Greek deities and Aphrodite and all that stuff, they have epithets that refer to a certain part of their power. So there was Aphrodite Pandemos, which is common to all. There was Aphrodite Urania, which means heavenly. And sometimes the sexual nature that she portrayed was the energy that was required for things to fornicate and repopulate. So without that energy, there's no way that the earth can move on and flowers can bloom, because that energy is necessary for reproduction.
Right.
And it's not just some hot and sweaty thing.
Right. Well, see, that's kind of what we were, I think, going in, like, with Hecate, where, like, if she also going to do it, it's probably, like, for spell work or to make something happen. You know what I mean? To transform something, to give life to it. There is this comment or question. I'm sorry. It's a question, not a comment.
I can't speak on that specifically, but I can tell you that what is it? Spirit canoodling is very widely reported, so maybe. But you would have to be of the Most High, I feel like, in order for them to be like, "Let's get it on tonight with some Barry White." You know what I mean? Or whoever sang that song, but that's just my opinion. Like, is there a list?
There, there's this thing that you see on TikTok a lot called God Spouse.
What?
And they believe, yeah, it's
I
called
was
God
waiting.
Spouse.
That was waiting.
Kevin. And
We're going to bring this up tomorrow.
it's borderline psychological.
Let me tell you something.
Because they believe that they can actually put themselves within a romantic love situation with a deity, say for example Apollo, and believe that they have an actual one-on-one sexual love-like relationship like they could have with an everyday person. And in my personal belief, I don't think that's correct. Can you offer sexual energies to your deities? Yeah, I mean, of course. But I don't believe you have the one on would have. I don't believe that.
Is it my fault? Is
Huh?
it because my side is so loud?
No, I don't think, because I don't hear anything on your side.
Okay.
I think it's just cutting out because
Did
it
you hear
cuts
what
out sometimes. I got the gist of what you were
Oh,
saying
was I
based on
cutting out?
yeah, a little bit, but it was like every few words. So like I got the gist of what you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, the
I
people
tend to
that
agree.
do the God spouse thing believe, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you said God's spouse?
No, like marrying
God
God.
spouse.
Yeah.
You're
Okay, I thought you said
marrying.
God sauce. That's why I went to a different part in my brain. Sorry.
Oh no, it's not the heavenly hooch. It's no, they believe that they can put themselves within a one-on-one sexual romantic relationship with a deity.
Some
Like I
people
can
are
call
married
up,
to Loki.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
What?
or Miss
You heard me.
Apollo, or
No,
Mr. Zeus.
I didn't hear you because y'all keep talking at the same time and I can't hear.
Some people are married to Loki.
Okay.
And that's low key stupid. Sorry,
That's
I
Loki just
have a
being
big
like, yeah, sure we are.
right.
I mean, if anybody's gonna bring the God sauce, I mean that would be him. Okay, sorry, this took a bad turn.
That's what ambrosia is made out of.
Oh,
See,
stop it.
yeah, I don't. Let me read the question again. Um, no, I don't think. See, back then, I feel like people get confused that these stories about gods, they're not 100% true to their word. You know what I mean? Like down to every meaning. You know what I mean? And I don't think people are having sex with gods out here. You know, I mean, there are reports with people having sex with spirits.
Yeah, well, Yeah,
There's
but like,
that.
I guess I guess it would also depend on the mind frame of the person, because like there are some extreme sex, not sex, but sex, like sections of Catholicism and like the Roman Catholics, that they go to extreme lengths to I guess prove themselves. So in certain mind frames, because it's not above some people in certain religious realms to do the, I don't know what it's called, but you know, they hurt themselves in order
Oh,
to repent, or whatever it's called. There's a
flag,
terminology for it. Hmm?
flagellate
Yes,
or something.
yeah, it's something like that. And you know, so if you put it in context and take the sexual nature out of it, people will go to extreme lengths to do what they feel they are called to do, or need to do. So I can't say that some people out here don't believe that that's what they're doing, but now is it a real actual thing and a real actual concept? I would hope not.
I have a comment.
Comment.
So as we were saying before, though, like where like okay, you can give sexual like offerings to God,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now look, and this is coming from someone who works with a nature god who can be wild. You know what I mean? But not that I'm out here doing this because I'm not. But I could see people out in the woods having sex. Again, I should. That's not a bad idea.
It's not, and it's
Next
not
time,
uncommon,
no,
honestly.
right. No, right. People have sex in the woods, right? But now imagine a couple pagans out here having sex in the woods. Give that as an offering. And in the
Hmm.
sex, now look, as we all know, for those who practice sex magic, when you're in the circle, in the heat of everything, a lot of things can happen and things might just show up. Now, as long as they can get past that circle, you know you're safe and you're good. But now I'm not saying that in the middle of magical sex circle that's happening in the middle of the fucking woods, deities might show up. Their energy might be playing roles into things. You know what I mean? It might come off as when you're out of it, like, oh my god, did we just have sex with that god? No, that god did not you. You know what I mean? And you didn't the god. Go ahead. You want to scream something? Go ahead.
I do, because in a lot of sex magic practices back in pagan culture, Viking culture, all the culture, not all, because some parts of the world don't grow them. Psychedelics were heavily involved in their after
Practices.
party ritual
Right.
of sexuality. You know what I mean? Like orgies and stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know why I just beat around the bush to say it
Yeah.
anyway.
Just say we're
But
pagans, baby.
I
We
mean,
out here.
Literally.
We doing it.
it's still
Like I said,
commonly
I'm not out here
practiced.
fucking in the woods just because nobody wants to fuck in the woods. They're too scary. Continue.
First of that's not true, because I feel like you could con anybody into doing that. Secondly,
Anybody
I
can do it.
feel like it's still practiced to this day, just not to the same extreme, and it's not publicized. But that's still a very like heavy practice of
Mm.
psychedelics in sexual activities to the gods. You know what I mean? So for them to think like back in the day, I'm not talking now, but back in the day, like they were canoodling with the all being or whatever, then and do I think people would get on that mind frame? Get enough shrooms in me and see what happens. I'm
Right.
just saying. Like I could see God himself and 100% know that that's what it was, and you could not change my mind.
Right.
So maybe that's the part we're missing, is maybe some of these folks are out here, hitting the sauce and then getting the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
I just
actually
had to say that. I
no.
felt like you were saying everything but that part.
It's big
Psychedelics,
facts. Hold
yeah.
on.
Um, to the extreme of God spousing that I've seen, it's like borderline psychosis. So, it,
Schizophrenia.
yeah, it like, yeah.
I mean, again, I don't know what's going on out there in the circles in the middle of the woods and what be happening. But I'm telling you this: nobody gonna be out here carrying babies of gods. And I will say this: I do not, because I'm more open to maybe sex and deities than I am marriage.
immaculate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not. Yeah. No, that is where I'm thinking. Like, all right, no. You're taking things, and you're stepping on the gas pedal, going places that nobody was trying to get you to go.
We have people out here marrying full blown dolls, though dogs, polar bears
You know,
themselves.
it's people who
Like,
are lonely. I think.
Imaginary friends.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like,
and no, I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just saying that there are people that do it, and in by law it gets done, and it's a law like that. They're married to whoever they feel like it, and there's really nothing you can say about it. But like in the matter of a spiritual deity or God, I that would be a hard
Now,
one to bring to a court.
there is traditions living out here still that their marriage to deity is valid but completely different. Like I know in some branches of voodoo, there are
Well, how
spirits.
are we using the term marriage? Is it like devotion?
Well, look at nuns. Nuns
Yeah,
are married.
it's a devotional
It's
thing,
a
not like an
devotional
act,
thing.
Okay, that's different.
not like an actual. Yeah, yeah.
That's different.
I know in
I,
voodoo, there. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, please.
I know in voodoo there are spirit marriages that in the ceremony that spirit will possess another person and they will enter a marriage, but it's more of a contract.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I feel like if we're speaking in those terms, then there's validity there.
But there are
However,
many
I
forms
don't
of
feel like that was the context of the question.
Definition on what you just said.
me.
Vitality? No, her.
Mm,
You said there's something there.
Like,
What's
what did
that
I
word
say?
you said?
Well, there is like in that context and how Rowan's explaining it, that would be considered legitimate.
Yeah.
But it's not the same concept that I think the question was posed as the
No,
God
wait, no,
spousing.
no.
So, like, I feel like there are legitimate
Yeah, no. Like he
situations.
was bringing up, I think, like in cases you want to use terminology like marrying deities, stuff like that, marrying spirits in practices and in cultures. That's a thing, not the way nowadays in the new age world people are doing it. People are literally getting themselves a ring thinking that they are
Yes.
actually married and in love with this deity. That's no.
They're
You know how
bastardizing
chill
it,
your
I guess
house
is
would
the
be,
word you
though?
would say. They're
And
Say
would
that
that
again.
be an open marriage?
I know, right?
Say that again, Rowan.
I said at that point they're probably bastardizing the true meaning of it,
Yeah,
of God's
I would
spouse.
have to think so.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, Marty. No, I
I
don't.
have some videos on TikTok that I'll send y'all later.
Yeah, so because we're tomorrow is our Dark Moon chat, and we're actually gonna. This chat is a little on, like tonight was a little based on like how the new age people are going about their practices nowadays. Tomorrow's Dark Moon chat is solely talking on that and our feelings, opinions. Not necessarily saying our opinions matter because they absolutely don't. We're just saying what we agree with in our practice and what we don't go with in our practice compared to the newer age paths and the older ways. You know what I mean?
This is a good segue into that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, especially with the path, the New Age path and the witchcraft path, we're all about doing what we feel, which is completely correct.
Yes.
But who's to say that I may feel like I could go out and punch a nun for no reason? Just because I say I feel like doing that doesn't mean it's right.
Right.
That's the moral compass, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
That's
loss of morality.
yeah. And I don't know. I don't know. We that whole marriage thing does get me like a lot of questions come to that when people say that or I hear that. And excuse me, guys, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
But you were right, Crescent, that nuns are basically brides of Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
a
they go
form of
through a
God
whole
spousing.
ceremony.
Yeah.
My stepdad, John, his whole side is Catholic. So I have or had, they're
Jimmy
passed on
Carter's
now.
dead.
I had like three nuns in the family.
Do you hear me?
What?
Jimmy Carter's dead.
Oh wow.
The former president? Oh.
He just walked in
I
the
knew he
door.
was. I knew he was close because he didn't look good the last time I
Yeah.
saw him.
But you know what? That man at 89 years old, 80 something years old, was out there building Habitat for Humanity houses and going and visiting and doing all kinds of stuff. So he was doing. I don't know anything about him other than the good works that he's done. So if he's a shit person, I'm sorry to offend anybody. But I mean, I never saw anything bad about him.
No, he was making big moves till the day he left. Good for him.
Mhm.
That's what I wanted.
I'm Marty.
Yeah.
I mean, not good works, but great magics.
Right.
That's
I
what.
mean, it's one and the same.
Yeah, exactly. Ours is just better because it's magic. He
Everything's
was
been
100 years old. He said.
Oh, so that I was probably right to begin with because 89, because that was several years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But
last pictures I saw of him, he looked like he was on morphine or something, and he wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't doing good. I mean, but like at 100, he's lucky he got to 100.
no, who's getting to? I mean, actually, a lot of people are getting to 100 now.
I don't even think I want to make it to 100.
I don't. That's a long time. I'm good to see like my 90s, and then after that, I'm like, all right.
I just don't want anybody to have to wipe my butt.
No, right. Like, I want to die still healthy, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
want to go out. Honestly, I just want to go out, stay in my sleep, like a normal an individual. Not like Elvis. I don't need to be dead on the toilet.
Oh,
Oh, that's alleged. There's a whole look, we got to get into that on the other thing we're going to do.
Oh my God, we so can. First of all, I love Elvis.
You do?
Oh my God, do you not? Oh my, do you not? I love Elvis.
oh,
Oh my God, what is happening right now? What is your issue with the king of what?
You married a
What?
15-year-old child?
Huh?
You married a 15-year-old girl.
He wasn't.
and I don't think
Yeah,
that his
thank you.
music was all that.
No, he was, and he was not legitimate in a lot of his stuff. I need you to do research.
Okay, look, I saw the movie and cried, and that was my research. Okay.
You like the guy that played the main character. Let's just be honest. Hush.
Oh, Austin Butler was looking. Fun.
No, I hate his face.
Oh my God.
Ugh. He's got an eternal squished baby face, long thing going on. I can't stand it. Give me
You
a
know whose
break.
face I don't like right now? Rowan, have you ever seen Schitt's Creek?
I thought
What are
could say
you gonna
Rowan.
say?
Rowan, have you ever
about David?
seen Schitt's Creek?
What are you gonna say about David?
No.
What are you gonna say about Patrick?
No. Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
Oh.
Alexis's boyfriend.
Oh yeah, he's ugly.
Ted. Ted.
Mm.
Remember Ted?
Yeah, who? No one likes Ted.
Clearly, nobody's remembering him.
I
Anyway, he was
remember
in that
him.
new movie Frosty, and he looked like a skeleton.
I told you he was
Yeah,
ugly. I
his
said the
face
neck down.
was so suck. Neck down. Oh my God. Neck up was, oh my God,
You want
you're
to
a
talk about somebody
corpse.
who's boring? Let's talk about Lucifer. That guy's boring.
Okay, that's a whole different breed of man.
Yeah, he stole a lot
What
of
is that
songs.
guy that plays in
But
Bridgerton?
you know what?
What's that man that plays in Bridgerton? He was in the Wicked movie. He played Fiyero.
Which
Oh, I
one
didn't
in
see.
Bridgerton?
If anybody in the chat can tell me who that is.
The son from the first Bridgerton. Oh, thank you, baby.
No, I don't know. I never watched Bridgerton fully, but I just know the character played Fiyero in Wicked.
I'd have to
2.
relook at it because I don't remember which one that was. Now, in the second one, the guy from the second one.
The one that when he's coming out of the water and he's in a white shirt and he's like,
What the hell are we
that
talking
one.
about?
I don't know. I can't because I don't know if the guy you're talking about is the guy I'm talking about.
I'm gonna look him up.
Okay, look him up
Okay.
and then
So-
tell me who it is.
Anyway, but yeah, no, that whole marrying God stuff. That
Jonathan Bailey.
Uh,
I don't,
give me a moment. Talk about the old gods. Hold on.
I don't know. I don't.
We're talking about the new gods right
Or,
now.
I mean,
I mean, shit.
Jonathan Bailey.
Who is this person? Now I have to look.
yeah, no.
Hold on.
Yes, yes, yes. The main guy from the first one, yes, he is gorgeous. But now season 2, how do I get there? But even though I think the guy's kind of a jerk
Wait
in
a
real
minute. Is
life,
this my husband's husband?
no.
Okay, better not be. Wait a minute.
Uh,
Hold. It might be.
It might be. I don't know who you're talking about.
I also like Dacker Montgomery. He is cutie. And
I
then in
feel like that
Legacies,
might be who you're talking about.
and and then the guy from the Vampire Diaries, but the Legacies one, the one that
Which one?
played the Viking at the end of the series.
Oh,
Ew, no.
I didn't watch Legacies. I didn't fuck with Legacies at all.
No, I
Legacies
didn't like
was
Legacies.
not great, and I
Legacies was
didn't.
trash.
Okay,
Legacies was
but
trying to be millennial.
Huh?
Legacies was trying to be Gen Z.
yeah, and I don't.
Hate
I
Gen
don't.
Z.
What is the guy? Is it Bridgerton season 2?
You know what I did watch though? That's a Gen Z show because it's brand new. It's called A Happy Place or Happy's
Hmm.
Place, whatever.
Not
On
that.
God.
Oh, with Reba?
Yeah, it was
It's
good.
got Reba in it? Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. It was
Yeah.
good. Not bad.
Season 3?
I'm probably gonna wait for. I'm
She
still
has some of
waiting
the
for the
characters
second
from
season of
Reba.
Ted. What's happening there? The teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out with a show which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and when we were talking about Ellen, Elvis, Divine Damien said he stole a lot of songs from the black community. That I heard he did, yeah.
What happened?
Um, whoops. I don't know how to. Okay, now it's just one of me. I was clicking out of all my open tabs because I'm one of
Oh,
those people, and
sorry.
yeah.
When I tell you I saw guest when the one popped up, I'm like, nobody else has the link.
Just me.
Just little old me.
I do need to get off here though. Love you guys. I gotta go.
Okay. Rowan, are you staying or are you going? Should we end or
I'm
should
fine to
we?
stay.
Okay. Okay. Well, you leave us, abandon us. Fine.
Well,
Whatever.
I wanna watch my show before my husband goes to bed.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. You did promise him.
Yeah, yeah. Call me later. Love
All
you,
right.
boo.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
How do I get out here?
You
Oh,
just wipe out of here like you did last
I,
time.
I.
Anyway. So,
Alright.
so what else?
What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Throw something out. Throw something out.
I can show you this new book that I got
Ooh,
from
tell me.
1956.
What?
1956. It's called The Catholic Family Book of Novenas. This is a book that I've had my eye on for a while, and it was made in 1956. And basically, it has a whole bunch of the more famous novenas in here, and the pictures are absolutely amazing. Let me find one. Like, here's the one for the Lady of Fatima.
Oh my god, I love that. I want that book.
So I got this.
Does it have one for St. Michael?
No, it has one for.
Any of them for the saints? Like St. Lucy?
There's okay. I'll tell you the ones that there are. There's a novena for Christmas, the Jesus of Prague, Our Lady of Lourdes, and Saint Bernadette. Saint Joseph, the Sorrowful Mother, the Holy Ghost, the Sacred Heart. There's one for Saint Anthony, Saint Mary Goretti, Our Mother of Perpetual Help, Saint Anne, Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima, in honor of Saint Therese, Saint Gerard Margella, Novena to Saint Jude, Novena for the Holy Souls in Purgatory, Our Lady of Miraculous Medal, the Hour of Adoration, adoration, the hour of devotion, and then there's a treasury of prayers in the back, like just random ones. But the imagery is, I don't know if I can show it.
No, no.
I
I
I
mean,
have a
it's a
horrible
little
camera.
small, but I love that. Show me later.
I will. Let me find the Saint Anthony one. But yeah, this one is it was published in August 31st of 1956.
Oh, nice.
Saint Anthony, 125. So it'll have the novena, and then it'll have like a little image of the saint.
Mm. Oh, I
I have to
love
show
that.
you
Oh,
later.
I
There we go.
love that picture.
Hmm. And this is one of the better copies of the book that I found because the other ones are ripped and the bindings broke. This
Yeah.
one cost me $30,
Oh, wow.
but it's actually really good.
Send me the one. Send me the
And
images of Saint Anthony's Novena.
I will. And it's gilded too.
I hung up. Look,
Oh, you
that's
hung up the bolt?
it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's. I don't know if you can fucking see the altar or not. It's hella dark in here. I was actually gonna go and grab holy water today, but the church was closed.
From the church?
Yeah, but the church was closed
When you
on
go, get
Sunday,
me some.
which was weird.
When you go
But
to
I
the
will.
church, give me a bottle.
I will. That's what Crescent said. So, which is good because I don't have cash and it's only like $2 because I need to get the bottle to keep the water in,
Hmm.
and it's only like $2, and I don't want to pay $2 on a credit card. So if I get your bottle and her bottle, at least that's a little more.
Are
I
they
can
glass or are
honestly
they
even get
plastic?
teas and some to make it
Are they like
just to
the
make the
little
trip worth
glass
it.
bottles?
Huh?
Or are they the glass bottles or the plastic bottles?
I think plastic, but I honestly don't know because I haven't really looked. If they have glass, would you want glass?
Whichever one holds the most.
Okay.
Because
This damn tripod is annoying.
I don't have
Oh
a
my god.
Catholic church around me that has the doors open to go get holy water whenever you want.
Yeah, but so, but I love that so much, and I love that it's right there, like right at the altar, so you can just immediately cleanse yourself and cleanse the altar, whatever you're using. Now, is there a
I wanted to
ritual
get you
that?
a wood one.
Huh?
I wanted to get a wood one, like one that would match your like rustic style, but they all were not until March you would have gotten it. So
Yeah. Okay. But no, I love it. It fits, and the white matches the white altar. So even though it mostly looks black because of all the burns, but um, is there like a ritual or like what would be the ritual to that would go into making holy water? You know?
the way the Catholic Church wants to do it, they have a book of basically Roman rituals that is outside the Bible, and it gives the prayers that are said on the salt, the water, and then when they're combined.
Okay.
So they have a drawn out, I guess you would say, set way in how they teach their priests. But more people nowadays are more open to the new idea that as long as the priest says words of empowerment over the water, it's still valid. Have a drawn out ritual for it. And usually the old school people will follow that to the T, or the new priests will just, as long as they say, I baptize it in the name of the Lord, it's fine. I'll send you the link to that, what I was researching earlier about how holy water is made. Um, and then there's a lot of, now they say in the Catholic way or the Orthodox way when it comes to holy water that only an ordained priest can make holy water because they have to go through the apostolic succession, basically the initiation of it all. But us mystical people that don't follow the dogma of the church, I'm pretty sure we can just make that shit on our own if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But I do believe that the water that you get from a Catholic church that has been blessed, I feel like it's not that it's more powerful. I just feel like it has more of a lineage to it.
Yeah.
Because technically the priesthood is passed on to you generation after generation.
Right.
And when you're ordained. So I feel like it has more ancestral ties to it.
See, but that could even be said like when the witch or the mystic or just the devotee, whoever does it themselves, because they still have their ancestors that have all done it as well. But I see what you mean, because it's that initiation lineage, that most people don't have. You know what I mean? So I do understand that. Um, to me, I know a lot of times for me, when I think about making holy water specifically, the most important thing is the deity in which you use. You know what I mean? And I think I've mentioned this before, but if you're going to make holy water, you should pray and do it under the Catholic deities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether you're a devotee or not, I think it's up to the person's own perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, to me, as long as you work with that deity, you don't have to be devoted to that deity, but as long as there's that permission and that deity will work with you and you will work with that deity and you're good with that to make that holy water, then that right there is what makes that holy water. While if you make that with a different deity, you're not necessarily making holy water, because that's, a certain recipe or a certain prayer, a certain whole thing to make it what that is and to get that result. While you do it with other deities, you're gonna have blessed water, magical water, whatever water,
Mm-hmm.
but same concept, different kind of energy, different power.
And I feel like the most holy water that you can get a hold of is rainwater.
Yeah.
Rainwater is automatically blessed. And some traditions will say that the first rain of May is the most blessed holy water that there is. Um, you can see, because when you're first learning Wicca, they have in their books the prescription on how they make holy water, which is with salt and with water.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see they basically adapted the Catholicism way into the Wiccan way. Instead of doing the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, it's the Maiden, the Mother, the Crone, the God.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. This tripod is broken and doesn't work very well, as you can see through my struggle.
I need to get a camera for my computer, a webcam,
I know I need to
because
get it
the itty
done.
bitty screen.
I do. I need a damn new computer because I'm using my damn phone.
Mhm.
That's not. That's not.
Have you ever gotten holy oil from the church?
No, only because that I personally make
Mm-hmm.
like on the regular,
Mm-hmm.
and I do it with the with the with the Catholic deities, and I pray over it. I mean, again, I do it my way. I probably don't do it the right ritual way, which I would love to get my hands on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I mean, it's kind of, I guess, like the way I do it is I pray over each individual ingredient, pray over them together, fill it up with oil, give them the final, basically, enchantments. And then if I'm feeling like I want extra zhush, I'll light it. Like I'll have a candle lit while I'm doing this. Most likely I do anyway, like a white candle, um, anointed either like in holy water or leftover holy oil or whatever I got, and I'll let the candle burn down, feeding the oil more power, and let it sit on the altar just for a little bit. And then, shake it up, mix it up. That's how I do it.
Mm-hmm. I also feel like, how sometimes we'll do oil lamps to a certain deity,
Mm-hmm.
um, whether it has herbs in it or not. Say, for example, I set an oil lamp to the Virgin Mary,
Mm-hmm.
even as just a devotion to let it light up her image. I feel like that oil then becomes blessed too. So while that oil is burning, I can just dip my fingers in there and
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And there's a lot of
Whatever.
places that they'll let you buy the oil from the oil lamp.
One more time.
There's some churches that will have a perpetual oil lamp burning, and they'll
Hmm.
actually bottle up that oil and sell it or um, give it out to parishioners.
See, that's nice. That's nice. But yeah, anything that's basically devoted or like yeah, offered basically to a certain spirit or devotee or like a deity, whatever. Basically, yeah, like you said, becomes blessed.
Hmm.
Let's like say if you wanted to offer like Hecate like some water, you could even
Hmm.
use that to like cleanse your space, cleanse your body, stuff like that. My holy oil also does come from the Bible recipe itself.
Hmm.
Not obviously like the
Yeah.
500 shekels.
Which the recipe in the Bible was set up to make a bunch at a time. Like,
Uh,
I think they said that recipe is about for 12 gallons worth.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, my
that's
little
the recipe
bottle
they
looks
have in
like
the
a
Bible
fucking
is
Shrek bottle.
yeah, that Bible recipe is for multitude at the time because they weren't just making it bottle by bottle.
Yeah.
Um, and
You know what I do love about that oil? It smells very sweet. And I think that's really because of the calamus root, but it
yeah,
smells very sweet.
hmm,
Like you would imagine,
I
I guess,
haven't
holy
made.
oil to smell like.
Yeah, I wouldn't want holy oil to smell like musky. I feel like
Yeah, no.
unless it's a holy oil for her, and then I would like it to be musky.
I mean, probably. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, but a lot of those oils that are biblical have like a sweet smelling to it.
Yeah. Hmm. And I
Like
do
even
love
the
that.
spikenard oil that Mary Magdalene anointed Jesus' feet with,
Hmm.
it was sweet smelling.
Hmm.
And I don't know if they had like distilled essential oils like we do today.
Right.
Was it
I
just
mean,
the herbs that they
if
crushed up and then
if they did, it probably was more of like the richer folk.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
only the priestly class could get a hold of?
Yeah. Yeah, the upper class, because that process alone,
Hmm.
that process alone, that process today is hard, let alone what it was back then. You know what I mean?
That's why they were making it gallons at a time because they didn't want to have to do that all the time.
Right. Speak it up though. I need your Chinese floor wash recipe because I need more of that.
Okay. I was actually thinking about making some the other day.
Oh, look at that.
The only thing that I need is broom straw,
Mm,
but I need a fresh broom to do that, not one that's been used. Not
yeah,
one that's been used. No,
yeah,
literally, when it says broom straw, buy you a fucking straw broom and use that. That's what they use it.
yeah. Just a brand new one.
Yeah.
You ever go
Some
to a store
people
and just
no.
because that's illegal.
Yes. And I'm gonna probably buy a new broom for the new year anyway.
Yeah.
Um, there's a simple version of making the Chinese wash, and all you do is you take a bottle of Murphy oil soap and place a couple of broom straws in it and lemongrass.
Oh, really?
That's the um, I don't want to do all the work kind one.
No. Yeah.
Um, I think my recipe has a fourth of cup of Murphy oil soap, and then the rest is Castile soap.
I love how it's got it on him like that.
It's in here somewhere. Where's my? Oh, it's over there in the corner. But yeah, it's basically just Castile soap and citronella
Oh, I love
and
citronella.
lemongrass.
Yeah. My last batch
Some
of
people even
lemongrass.
make a bottle of.
Got
I think our like And I think our like audio is like delayed a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
I know some people even just take a bottle of Van oil and just
Mhm.
pour it into the Castile soap or the Murphy oil soap, and boom.
Mhm. My last batch of lemongrass ended up molding because I didn't harvest it. Well, like I guess I didn't dry it out 100% right. But now that I have my new dehydrator, I can do that.
Mm.
I'm right
That's
now
what happened to my
dehydrating.
hibiscus.
Huh?
That's what happened to my hibiscus. It
Yeah,
molded.
yeah. Right now I'm drying out apples, oranges, limes. Yeah, that's it. Right now.
I gotta
Don't
make a
have
new
everything.
batch of Florida water.
Huh?
I gotta make a new batch of Florida water.
Yeah. I think I also need more of that from you. Yeah. I basically used everything that you fucking sent me. I love those shits that you sent me. Those are my favorite.
The Florida water.
Well, anything handmade from you. This
Do you
tripod
still
is fucking broken.
do you still have the Van oil I sent you? Did I send you any Van oil?
Yeah, you did. And I do have a little bit of that left over.
Did I send you the Fast Luck?
Yes. That's on my money altar.
That one is my favorite smell.
Yeah.
The Fast Luck oil. Because it's got that patchouli and vanilla and wintergreen in it.
Oh my god, I do love that. You got some me a batch of that. But I'm gonna wrap up
I
because
want to
we've
make
been
a batch
for
of
an hour
regular
and
oil.
a half. Huh?
Yep. I said I gotta make a batch of holy oil. I've never made that before.
Oh my god. Did I ever send you some?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you still have that?
It's gone.
Yeah, that's going.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
Okay. I can send you more. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up because this tripod is broken. But I wanted to thank everybody who was here that wanted to watch us just ramble for a while. And tune in tomorrow for our Dark Moon cauldron chat. I don't know what time we'll be going on exactly, but it'll be like,
We gotta do some research first.
yeah, we do. We gotta do our little searchy search. But we'll be ready, and I know it'll be after sundown, East Coast wise. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will keep you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.
Later.